There is a voice that doesn't speak in words. It waits, not to be heard with ears, but to be remembered in the bones. Today, we won't fill the space with answers. We're entering the crone's temple, the void, where stillness is scripture. If your thoughts feel louder than your truth, join me in letting silence do what language never could. Come sit in stillness. For 5 minutes, we'll enter the breath of the void. Not to escape, but to remember. This is your rite of becoming. Welcome to day 4. Today we'll work exclusively with the archetype of the crone, the shadow walker, the wisdom keeper, death doula, the sacred witness of your unfolding and becoming. We're not going to do a traditional message like we've done before. We're going to talk about stillness. We're going to talk about quiet. We're going to talk about silence. In those moments, those pauses, when we quiet our mind, and I know that's difficult as women with ADHD. We have a million tabs open, a million thoughts running through our heads at any given minute. But the crone is here to challenge you today, to challenge you to settle into your body, to challenge you to quiet those thoughts one by one by one. It's an act of service to yourself to take this time to sit in stillness, to sit in quiet. It's not easy, especially if you've never done it before. But that's the thing. The hard things are where the growth lies. So today, we're going to just do 5 minutes of sacred silence where you settle into your body, you settle into the presence of now, you quiet all of those thoughts. You don't have to go wash your dishes. The laundry will keep. The bills, they'll still be there. One by one by one, shut down the tabs. Get still and join me as we invite the crone to guide us through the silence to receive our sacred message. Before we begin, we're going to settle in to our bodies. We're going to do some breath work to ground us, to quiet the nervous system, to calm the mind. Anytime during this 5-minute silence exercise that we're going to do, where you get caught up in your thoughts, where you get caught up in, oh, I'm supposed to be meditating, oh, I'm supposed to be silent, just bring yourself back to your breath. If you're interrupted, it's okay. That's life. I might get interrupted. We'll see what happens. Just soften. We talked about this yesterday. Soften into your divine feminine. Prepare yourself to receive and be open to the guidance that the crone has for you today. So we're going to do 3 rounds of breath work before we begin this sacred 5-minute silence. We're going to breathe in for 6, hold for 2, and breathe out for 8. As you're breathing in, breathe in all of the sacred support of the crone. Breathe in her depth, her ancient knowledge. Breathe in her witnessing ability. She's an objective third party, right? She doesn't have the emotional ties to the things that are bothering us. So breathe that in as well. Her discernment. When you're holding, picture all of the things that are bottled up inside of you. And when you release, blow them away from your body. Release them to the universe where they can be transmuted for the greatest good of all. So, in for 6, in through the nose. Hold for 2, and then breathe out through your mouth for 8. We're going to do this 3 times. Ready? Get in a comfortable position. Make sure your spine is aligned. Breathe in for 6. In for 6. Last round, really release yourself here. Welcome. Oh, wow. I know personally I've had some reservations about this live stream. Who wants to sit and watch someone be quiet for 5 minutes, right? All the negative thoughts. But here's the thing. I'm not everybody's medicine. But if you're here to regulate your nervous system, if you're here to radically accept yourself, I'm your medicine. And part of that is doing things we may not necessarily want to do. So for 5 minutes, we're going to sit in silence. We're going to listen to our body, but not our mind. Okay? Pay attention to your breath. If it helps, you can chant one thing over and over in your mind. That's a good one. I like that. But you can have a mantra as well. That way it's one specific thing. We don't have the whole dirty laundry basket overflowing in our brains. Okay. I'm going to put a timer on my phone for 5 minutes. Feel free to close your eyes. You don't have to. I'm going to close my eyes. Let's see if I can get the timer on the screen. You don't need to see it. It's fine. So welcome the crone in. Welcome the shadow walker, the death doula, the sacred witness. May she guide us and illuminate the things that are hidden. You know, I had this thought the other day about our shadows and the things that we don't necessarily want to work through. And a lot of times the shadow is scarier than it actually is, because if you think of the essence of the shadow or shadows in general, there is no shape, there is no form. It all blends together. You don't know how big a problem is because the shadow encapsulates it. But today, the crone, she'll bring the lantern. She'll bring the light. And you'll finally be able to identify the shadow, see the outlines, see that it's not some gigantic thing that's larger than you. It could just be a minuscule thought hidden in the void. We're not afraid because we're here together. All right. So I'm going to begin the 5 minutes of silence. If you need to take calming breaths throughout, feel free to do so. And we are going to begin now.
How do you feel, friends? It's 5 minutes of silence. Silence for our minds, silence for our voices. But I find it so interesting. As soon as we began the silence, as soon as we began, the neighbor's dogs started barking, all of them, all of them. There were birds going crazy. There were dogs down the street. The train started going by. And it's just like the world. It's just like the world when you're trying to do something, when you're trying to get still, when you're trying to change something in your life. Everything else comes in and challenges that. Everything else comes in, and I talked about this before. My life has gotten a lot more challenging ever since I decided to start this channel. Bringing guidance to you, I'm being challenged to live what I tell you every day. And it makes my heart happy because I know why it's happening. To make sure the medicine is good, to make sure the advice is good, right? What came to you in the 5 minutes? Were you battling your thoughts? When I first started meditating, that was one of the things I struggled with the most. But I invite you to be gentle with yourself. The purpose of stilling the mind isn't to judge yourself that you can't still it. Honestly, I found it quite amusing a lot of times. I would start with the intention of meditating, and then all of a sudden I'd realize my chain of thoughts had gone way off the track, way down a different trail. Stream of consciousness, right? And I would actually laugh in a few of my meditations because what I intended was nowhere where I was at. And I was like, how did my brain get here? Right? ADHD, how did our brains get here? So I invite you to find the humor. Be gentle with yourself. It's okay. It could be a new practice to you, right? If this is new, your brain has to learn how to do it as well. Your body has to be comfortable in the stillness, right? If you're not used to being still, if you are constantly on the go, ADHD, it could be a really challenging experience. But we just did it together for 5 minutes. 5 minutes of silence. That's phenomenal. I would like to draw one card today from the crone to sum up what was activated for us in the silence. What did we activate in the silence? Showing up for ourselves, committing to ourselves. You know, some people, 5 minutes isn't a big deal. For some people, that's life-changing. So, Crone, can you please give us guidance on what was activated today in our 5 minutes of silence? One card, please, Crone. As we sit and remember. The Two of Cups. The Two of Cups. This is the love card.
Divine masculine and divine feminine. Ooh, yo. We were talking about the divine feminine yesterday. Getting still and being open to receive. That's healing the divine feminine, right? ADHD, we have a tendency to always go, 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 go. A million things, right? That is action. That is masculine energy. So by settling into ourselves, by calming our nervous system, by focusing on our breath, clearing the mind, not with judgment, but with intention, that's healing our divine feminine. Oh, thank you, Crone. Oh, it's so beautiful. We went, where I mentioned earlier, we're on vacation this week. So that's why my setup is a little strange. But you guys are here with me. You don't care. And yesterday, we went to New Orleans. It's about an hour from when we're staying. And I got a new oracle deck in one of the voodoo shops. You guys, I cannot wait to use it with you because it is soul medicine. I think I pulled 4 or 5 cards that I resonated with and just kind of went through the deck or the guidebook and was reading the messages. And I almost stopped and recorded a message for you guys right then and there because it was so applicable to us. So maybe I can do that this week, schedule just an impromptu live and go over some of the soul truths that are ringing out for me in the guidebook. I love it. These archetypes always show up. They always show up and they always show out. It's never what I expect. It's always above and beyond. And I hope the same is true for you. Let me know in the comments below. What was activated for you? Are you used to sitting in silence? Are you familiar with openness, receptivity, with the ability to receive? Or is this a new concept to you? What came through in the silence? Let me know what you struggled with. Or if a healing word came through, I'd love to hear that as well. This is day 4 of a 30-day challenge where I'm showing up for you guys to bring words of truth, words of love for 26 more days. I hope you join me on this path. If the rest of the journey has any significance of the past 4 days, I cannot wait to see where we are at the end of this. This is a serious activation for us all. Always remember, my friends, come as you are and stay as you become.